If decisions take more effort than they used to, you're not imagining it. If choices you once made quickly now require more thought, more checking, more confirmation, then this video is for you. So stick with me because I have probably 3 tips or 3 secrets that really discuss this issue. And know this, because this isn't indecision. It's a lack of confidence, and it's something far more common and far more dangerous for senior leaders. So let's dive in. So, senior level leaders, directors, vice president rarely start making worse decisions. In fact, most are more experienced than ever, right? They come in with tons of experience, but what changes? It's not intelligence, it's load. The load today is greater than ever. And as responsibility increases, your decisions stop living in isolation, and every choice now touches multiple stakeholders, competing priorities, the political consequences. I mean, your reputation is at risk, and oh gosh, AI adoption is just accelerating everything. And at the same time, your day begins to fragment, right? Meetings, all those meetings pile up and they interrupt your thinking. Messages interrupt focus and urgency. It replaces reflection. So your brain never fully reset. So clarity doesn't vanish dramatically. It erodes quietly, slowly, and you don't notice that your clarity, your clear thinking is disappearing. What you notice, it is taking longer to arrive, right? But the challenge is with AI and this high velocity environment, that time that you used to have to make decisions, it is shrunk, right? It has shrunk like never before. Think about it, right? Your the accelerated high velocity environment, what it's doing to us. There's less time. But what you find yourself in and what you find yourself doing is you're rereading emails before sending them because of the decision fatigue that's playing through your head. You're replaying conversations after they end, and you hesitate on decisions that once felt obvious. And it's not because the decision is harder again. No, what it is because your cognitive system is overloaded due to these high velocity environments that we now operate in. And you're saturated, and that difference matters. And so I'm going to give you 3 secrets, right? 3 secrets why there's decision fatigue, why this high velocity environments are impacting leaders. And number one, and this is a truth that most leaders never hear, is that decision fatigue is not emotional, it's architectural, right? It doesn't come from stress, it comes from uncontained complexity. When your role expands without redesign, especially in today's high velocity environments, your brain becomes the integration point for the organization. Instead of systems carrying complexity, no, you carry it. Every decision draws from the same mental reservoir, right? And eventually, even good judgment feels heavy and risky, right? And you stall and you take time. But in reality, because of the high velocity environment that we live in, that causes issues because the board, your stakeholders, your your leaders, they want it quicker. They need it quicker. But it's a challenge for you, right? So as your system becomes overloaded, something subtle happens. You stop trusting your intuition, not because it's wrong, but because the stakes feel higher. And so you seek validation, another opinion, another meeting, man, and you're double checking, right? And it's not for insight, it's for safety. And this is where leaders mistake caution for wisdom. But intuition doesn't disappear, it gets drowned out by noise. The more overloaded the system, the more clarity requires permission. Remember, high velocity environments caused by the where we are today in the economy and AI adoption and just everything that is going on with automation, that decision time, meetings, it just it becomes more difficult to do, and therefore you become even more overloaded. and more stressed, right? And inaction because of the risk involved. And again, you're not failing as a leader, it's your structure. Your structure is not ready for these high velocity environments. Secret number three, and this is about the quality of decisions. And and it's one of the most dangerous parts. Performance, those performance metrics, they remain they basically remain strong long after decision quality begins slipping, right? Results still come in and the deadlines most likely are still being met. And from the outside, everything looks fine. But internally, again, you need those decisions faster, but they begin to feel slower. You need certainty to be strong, and yet it begins to feel fragile. And your leadership now requires more effort. And this is how leaders lose confidence without losing results. And because nothing is visibly broken, most assume this is simply the cost of leadership. But that's a lie. That's not true because it isn't. What it is, it's a warning signal. And if left unchecked, this creates a specific pattern. You begin avoiding decisions that require deep thinking and you default to safe choices instead of clear ones, as I mentioned before. And you stay busy, but less decisive, not because you've declined, but because your internal operating system is just not in check. It's not running properly, it's beyond its design limits. And that's how clarity slowly turns into hesitation or inaction. This is why decision fatigue isn't something to push through. It's something to diagnose, right? And that's why we created the Authority Architecture Diagnostic Tool. It's a free tool that exists to identify whether your decision system is still stable or whether structural overload is quietly degrading clarity. And if this video felt uncomfortably accurate, well, check out the link in the description or DM me and I'll make sure you get the link. Because leadership doesn't fail when results drop. It fails when clarity does. And no one notices until much, much later. Okay? So share this. Share this video with someone who can benefit. Subscribe. And until next time, stay strong, y'all.